use cost of sales data to gain real business benefit, we first of all have to understand what a cost of sale actually is. The definition that we use is that a cost of sale is the extra costs that you incur each time you sell one more unit of whatever it is that you're selling. So as a very simple example, if you sell a loaf of bread, you had to buy that loaf of bread in the first place, and therefore the cost of buying that bread in is your cost of sale, the extra thing you've had to spend money on in order to make your sale happen. In my business, we facilitate learning workshops. So for our business, our costs of sale would be the extra costs of travel to get us to the venue that we're delivering those workshops in, and the cost of printing any workbooks that we might give out. So those would be our incremental or extra costs of sale just to make our sales happen. Now, it can get a little bit more complex, and when we use more data to help us understand those costs of sale, we can start using it for real business benefit. So many businesses find it useful to have more detail included within their cost of sales, and then they can make some really good decisions about what they're going to do to drive their business forward. So using a manufacturing organisation as an example, you think you're producing these units of product, whatever that is, and then you think about what goes into that product. Of course, you've got the cost of those raw materials that are being put together and the labour of the people that are involved in putting that product together. So simplistically, you might say that the cost of sale for that organisation would just be the materials and the labour that's going into it. Now, we could look at more detail here. And if you think about it, a manufacturing organisation typically uses machines to produce their products. Those machines are going to be plugged in, and if they're being plugged in, they're drawing electricity. So now we've got electricity as an extra cost. We might also have water as an additional cost. And if you think about machines in the same way you might think about a car, the more you use it, the quicker you're likely to have to replace it. And so therefore, we might look at the cost of depreciation on those machines as an extra cost of sales as well. And then you've got the cost of the facility that the production machines are sitting within, and the cost of the managers and supervisors. And when we incorporate all of those costs, it gives us a much better view of how much it's really costing us to sell that product. And so what that does is it makes the cost of sale higher and reduces your margin. So it gives you a more negative picture, which can be off-putting for some organisations, as you can imagine. But if you've got that real data, when your customer comes along and tries to negotiate with you next year and says, I want to buy more product from you, but actually I want to pay a lower price per unit, what you're basing that decision on, that negotiation decision on, is some real data. And you're opening your eyes to the true costs of your production process and whether you're really going to make any profits on this discounted price that your customer's looking for. So by having more data in that cost of sales information, you can make much more informed decisions about driving your business forward.